fiber, the fly as hell. Keeping ain't nobody speaker in front of the footwell. Wanna run when it rings like the fire bell.
Hey guys, what up? Welcome back, yo. There's nothing better than waking up in the morning, checking your socials, having a look at your DMs, going out, look at some story. Clicked on complete story this morning. We went from not much going on to, yeah, I might fuck around and drop a track, to 500 comments and this track's dropped. Next slide, yo, it's out. Like, yo, best get my ass out of bed. Best get today into gear right now. So I have done. Yo, this is complete and sugar rush. Thanks for been watching, requesting, liking, commenting, doing all the good stuff. But don't forget to press subscribe. Let's jump onto it.
You're too sweet for me.
You're too sweet for me.
You're too sweet.
Dude's talking about neat whiskey and black coffee, which are two bitter things. Yeah, I'm only after the bitter stuff in life. Contrasting. Let's go.
You're too sweet for me.
Before the funds, before the shows, you were the one who'd support me most. You were the one who would help me to bed when I passed out drunk on the morning roads. I try find highs and ignore the lows, but time flies by and the drama shows. Sorta gross to see that life matched a Venus flytrap with a thornless rose. Trapped in a
Yo, life matched a Venus flytrap with a thornless rose. Yo, Venus fly, that couldn't be more contrasting if you wanted it to be. Yo, a Venus flytrap is like a fucking crocodile or an alligator of the plant world, isn't it? It's proper snapper. It's got like little teeth and everything, like little grabbers. Gets you in, eats you. To a thornless rose. Roses, nice to smell, beautiful to look at. 9 times out of 10 they got a thorn. Get a little thorn in your thumb. But not if it's a thornless rose. No, Venus flytrap, nasty little thing, isn't it? Nasty little thing. Beautiful thornless rose. There's nothing more contrasted than them two. Dude, but this one thing we complete is even though this track's called Sugar Rush, dude doesn't sugarcoat anything. He tells it how it is. Yo, it came out really raw on this one. Like, yo, before the funds, before the shows, you were the one that supported me the most. So before he had money, obviously financial support, before the shows, the audience support, the actor, yo, you were the one that supported me the most. Do you know how deep that is? And then he goes on from there on saying, yo, even when I was on the roads and I came home blackout drunk, you're the one that helped me to bed. Because I'm always out there trying to chase the highs and ignore the lows. Bro, you can't always chase those highs. Because after you've had that high, you go down low. As soon as you hit that ground, yo, that's a bottomless pit that you're going to go into. If you try to forget about all the stuff in your life that's low, that brings you down, and you always try to chase that high to run away from it, when you finally hit that low, it's like a bottomless pit. Yo, he said about 4 lines, and I've opened up a therapy session. What's going on?
in the morning roads, I try find highs and ignore the lows, but time flies by and the drama shows. Sorta gross to see that life matched a Venus flytrap with a thornless rose. Trapped in a toxic relationship, you're attached in a knot and afraid to split. That's when your oxygen takes a hit, attracted to watching the state of it. Smashed as a box of potato chips, that's when you'd watch my behaviour switch. That's an imposter, that's when I lost you, that's when I tossed a grenade in it.
Yo, that's when I tossed a grenade in it after I lost you. There's one term I've never ever heard in my life, and I'm going to use it. Because in 3 weeks' time, right, I'm going to Poland to a beer festival. And when I get there, I hope to be as smashed as a box of potato chips. Yo, that's what I'm going to Poland for. To be that drunk, to be that smashed, to be that blackout drunk. Dude. Complete is so intelligent when he writes. Just like every line, I can think of something to say about every single line. So he talks about the relationship that he's in, that they're attached by a knot, but some knots aren't right good, are there? Some knots aren't right tight, and this rope's starting to get frayed. Because there's only so long it's going to hold on for. It's only so long that it can keep itself together for. So this relationship ain't going to last right long. Then he went from there to talking about losing oxygen and not being able to breathe. Well, if you jump from a rope to talk about not being able to breathe and then not being in it, the first thing I go for is a noose. Bruh.
Afraid to split. That's when your oxygen takes a hit. Attracted to watching the state of it. Smashed as a box of potato chips.
Using that.
That's when you'd watch my behaviour switch.
That's when I switch,
That's an
man.
imposter. That's when I lost you.
That's not me, that's somebody else. That's that other side.
I've got traits that you couldn't judge. You would pray that I change, but I wouldn't budge. Maybe this crooked crush ain't for the good of us. Maybe this flame is just pain we mistook as love. You don't want to stay.
Oh. Maybe this flame is pain that we mistook as love. Because, yo, when people talk about relationships, they talk about having that fire, having that intensity. Yo, this flame is just pain that we mistook as love. Yo, like, this love burns bright, but it's not love. We're addicted to the pain, not the love. Bruh! When people say they have an intense relationship, it's like, yo, the flame burns bright between them. But, yo, the only flame that's between us is the pain of being together, the pain of going through the stuff and the hardships and the toxicity that we go through. Toxicity, big word for a Thursday morning. Do you know what I mean? Yo, there's one... Complete just tells it how it is, man. Lots of people make things look better than what they are, but Complete just comes out, he just says, yo, this is what it is. Yo, lots of people don't like the fact that their relationship's in these sort of places, but I'll tell you how it goes, and this is how it went.
Tips. That's when you'd watch my behaviour switch. That's an imposter. That's when I lost you. That's when I tossed a grenade in
Two sides, man.
I've got traits that you couldn't judge. You would pray that I change, but I wouldn't budge. Maybe this crooked crush ain't for the good of us. Maybe this flame is just pain we mistook as love.
You see that, right? Because you know that Complete struggled with addiction. Yeah. So when he comes home and smashed as a box of potato chips, he's not the person that he was before he went out and got smashed. You know, when you drink and you have alcohol addiction, and I'm talking about this firsthand because a really close member of my family does suffer from alcohol addiction. Lovely person when they're sober, do anything for you. As soon as they start drinking, fucking horrible. You know, you can tell by text, you can tell by the amount of times that they phone you, and you just know, because this is the sort of fucking toxic person I am. When this person rings me, I just don't answer it because I know after a certain time they're going to be drunk. It's like, nah, I don't have the energy to deal with this right now. And that's what creates some relationships, especially if you're in a relationship with somebody that's got addiction, alcohol addiction, any sort of addiction. It'll drain all your energy to stay with them, because every day will just be the same, and it's fuck. I'm talking about this firsthand, and it's absolutely horrible. It's just horrible, man. But he's like, no, I'm not budging. This is me. Yo, these are the traits I've got. You can judge them if you want. Yo, but it ain't no X factor. You can't buzz me off. You can't X me off here, man.
You couldn't judge. You would pray that I change, but I wouldn't budge. Maybe this crooked crush ain't for the good of us. Maybe this flame is just pain we mistook as love. You don't want to stay, but your foot is stuck. And I could never say that I'm good enough. I'm a slave to a sugar rush, babe, but just look at us. You're way too sweet for me.
Yeah. There's just like a whole lot of contrasting stuff in this track. Even the video. And do you know what? This isn't a sample. This is a hook made for this track. Let's have a little look. Yeah, hook vocals by Diaz. Beat produced by Kripal. Yo, if you haven't checked out any Kripal stuff, go do it, man, because dude's got bars for days. Yo, so everything about this video is just contrasting. You have the highs, you have the lows, you have the peaks, you have the valleys. You have the video itself is kind of the contrasting nature. I'm using contrasting a lot today. The contrasting nature of the video, the way that it's set up, it's kind of like black and white with hints of colour. Bruh, this is always the good with the bad, the highs and the lows. The good days, the bad days. Before I start drinking, I'm a nice person. After I start drinking, I'm a horrible person because I'm an imposter. This imposter comes in when I start touching the drink, and this is what it makes me into. Hey, this is too much to think about on a Thursday morning.
You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me.
You're as sweet as it gets. You're as sweet as a liter of sweats. Swept off your feet when we met, then I slept for a week, cause you kept on your feet and you slept.
Yo, you're as sweet as it gets. As sweet as a liter of Schweppes. But when we first met, I swept you off your feet. Just... Do you know what? I think Complete is probably one of the best lyric writers ever. Yo, you're as sweet as it gets. You're as sweet as a liter of Schweppes. I swept you off your feet when we first met, but then I slept for a week. Yo, a liter of Schweppes has got a lot of sugar in it. Or additives, or glucose, one of them. Something that makes your teeth fall out. Anyway, that's what my mum used to tell me.
There's a liter of Schweppes. Swept off your feet when we met, then I slept for a week, cause you kept on your feet and you slept. You begged me to get clean, instead I would get mean and I'd leave in a mess. Bruh. You were expecting to get sane, instead it was Ted's beam and a beam of regrets.
Yo. So the person that he's talking about can't leave because her foot's stuck. Yo, I want to leave, but I can't leave. But she just wants to be seen. But all that's getting seen right now is the bottles of beer, the bottle tops, the full glasses, the empty bottles. Bruh, my God.
And you slept. You begged me to get clean, instead I would get mean and I'd leave in a mess.
Right. We're gonna talk some personal shit right now. Addiction. The first step of addiction is to admit that you're an addict, to admit that you have a problem. But until that time, you're always in denial. You're in denial with yourself. You're in denial with your loved ones around you. So when he says, yo, you asked me to get clean, but all I did was get mean and I left. That's because a lot of people that are addicts to anything, not just alcohol, are ashamed of themselves. They're ashamed to admit that they have a problem. Right? In my family is quite an addictive family. Okay? Personal stuff. My brother, I've got an older brother, heroin addict. It's not glamorous, is what it is. So from the age of 10, 11, when I was 10 or 11, I grew up and my brother were a heroin addict. He's still alive and kicking. He's actually homeless, to be fair. I don't really speak to him. I don't really see him. When I do speak to him, it's because he wants some money, 9 times out of 10. So a couple of weeks ago, he got in touch with me, asked me to send him some money. I don't really like sending money because you don't know what it goes on. But I get like 3 or 4 page long text messages saying he can't afford this, he can't afford that. He's in ill health through choices in his life. So just for some peace and quiet and to have an easier life, I send money. I had an uncle, also a heroin addict. He had an overdose and died. And like I said, I've got a really close member of my family that's an alcoholic, and we go through that every single day, and it's not good. But these people never admitted to the problems. All they did was just get angry and blamed it on the person that would try to help them, which 9 times out of 10 is a loved one. Your close family members try to help the addict because that's what you do. You look out for people. And then, life happens and shit happens. People die, people move away. And other times you've just got to admit that you can't help people any more than what you have done. And that's when you get your foot unstuck and you leave. Bruh. Therapy session all around today. Therapy session for everyone.
Wait, cause you kept on your feet and you slept. You begged me to get clean, instead I would get mean and I'd leave in a mess. You were expecting to get sane, instead it was Ted's beam and a beam of regrets. Wanna dream of you less when I go to sleep, cause you're either depressed or don't notice me. If I needed to guess me a reason, I guess that I need to address that you're over me. No closure sane, these moments same, heap sobering, emotionally. Sometimes it intrigues me if we can be friends, but believe that it's best that you don't agree.
Yo, that is best that they don't agree. Because if you're going through some shit in your life and you're always chasing the high, the fact that the person's left you is a low. So you carry on trying to chase that high just so you forget about that loss, so you forget about your problems. The worst thing you can do is keep that person in your life somehow. Because if that person moves on, that bottomless pit, it's just going to get even bigger. It's going to get even easier to fall into, man. Fuck me. I like the fact that you use the word sobering in there, though. Because people use the term sobering as, obviously, to get sober. But things that come to light, things that make you wake up, things that make you notice stuff. Oh, that was sobering to hear that from so-and-so about what we're going on. Do you know what I mean? It's sobering is a word that's like making somebody wake up. I can't put it in easier terms than making somebody wake up, making somebody notice something, realise what's going on kind of thing. Obviously, sobering as when you're an addict, you try and get sober.
In a beam of regrets. Wanna dream of you less when I go to sleep. Cause you're either depressed or don't notice me. If I needed to guess me a reason, I guess that I need to address that you're over me.
Yeah. No point in staying in that relationship because things will just get worse.
They guess me a reason, I guess that I need to address that you're over me. No closure sane, these moments same, heap sobering, emotionally. Sometimes it intrigues me if we can be friends, but believe that it's best that you don't agree.
You see, hang on, right? Because he was saying that when I go to sleep, I don't want to dream about you because you're depressed. But that's because of the relationship that they're in. It's so hard. It's so hard to know somebody. So I've not been in a relationship with anybody that's got any sort of addiction. But like I say, it's draining. When you have somebody in your life that is an addict, it's draining. It's draining on you. It's draining on people around you. And it is depressing because it brings you down. And if you're in a relationship and it brings you down that much that you become depressed, you also might become an addict, and that relationship will come so toxic if you both become addicts, if you both become alcoholics. So the best thing to do is to end that relationship. As hard as it sounds, that is the best thing to do. But a lot of people won't do it.
Emotionally, sometimes it intrigues me if we can be friends, but believe that it's best that you don't agree. I got traits that you couldn't trust. I'm amazed by the weight of a woman's touch. Maybe this look of lust ain't for the good of us. Maybe a flame in the rain is as good as rust. You don't want to stay and I'm shooken up, and I could never say that I'm good enough. I'm a slave to a sugar rush, babe, but just look at us. You're way too sweet for me. You're way too sweet for me.
I'm amazed by the weight of a woman's touch. That's because he doesn't think that he's worthy of a woman's touch. He doesn't think that he's worthy of love. But there were a whole line in there, man. And we're going to take you to science class right now. I forgot what he said. Yo, he said, maybe a flame in the rain is as good as rust. Brah. Right, so science class in session. Obviously, a flame needs oxygen to breathe, right? This is going to go nowhere. So a flame needs oxygen to breathe, right? Because obviously fire needs oxygen. Yeah. But are you ready for this one? Right? Rain will put a flame out. Right, so we've got oxygen and rain. We've got oxygen and water, yeah? I don't know where I'm going. Right? But what makes rust? What oxidizes metal? Rain. H2O. Bruh, I fucking brought all that together, didn't I? H2O, man. Oxygen. 1 part oxygen, 2 parts water. A flame in the rain is as good as rust. Bruh, that don't even fucking make sense. Everything that I've just said does not make sense whatsoever, but I'm leaving it in because it sounds like I'm quite clever, which I'm not. Right, so to oxidize metal, yeah, you need... to oxidize metal is rust. Oxidized metal's rust, right? Because it rots it in shit, yeah? And to make water, you need oxygen and water. Hydrogen, actually. 1 part oxygen, 2 parts hydrogen. How did I just say 1 part water, 2 parts fucking oxygen to make water? I did, didn't I? You need 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part water. No, 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. And then rain is made rain will oxidize or make metal rust. So a flame in the rain is as good as rust. Bruh. And that's it. Yo, use your tears as rain, can't you? You can cry onto that candle. A bit of salty water from your fucking eyes. I don't even know what I'm doing now. Don't know what I've said. Don't know what I'm doing. A flame in the rain is as good as rust, man. It's not good, is it?
Good as rust. You don't want to stay and I'm shooken up. And I could never say that I'm good enough. I'm a slave to a sugar rush, babe, but just look at us. You're way too sweet for me. You're way too sweet for me.
What have I just said? I like turn around like, yo, science classes session right now, proper full of myself. Like, yo, my teacher's something. I don't even know what I said.
I'll take my risky my coffee black and my bed dream. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me.
Crying. I'm crying with how bad that's just turned out. Yo. I can't. In fact, I'm going to take it back a little bit because he said some other stuff.
Intrigues me if we can be friends, but believe that it's best that you don't agree. I got traits that you couldn't trust. I'm amazed by the weight of a woman's touch. Maybe this look of lust ain't for the good of us. Maybe a flame in the rain is as good as rust. You don't want to stay and I'm shooken up. And I could never say that I'm good enough. I'm a slave to a
That's
sugar.
it. I can never say that I'm good enough. I can never say that I'm worthy of love, that I'm worthy of being happy. Because I don't deserve it. In a kind of way, but you do deserve it, man. Everyone deserves love. Right, guys, that's that one done. Fucking hell. Right, so what I'll try to say is oxygen and water. Oxygen and hydrogen make water. Water fucking rust shit. Water rust stuff. And also puts flames out. Right, guys, that's that one done. That's that one done. I'm going to throw some water over my fucking computer in a minute and just be done with this. Right, guys, that's that one done. Thanks for watching if you watched till the end. Right, anything that I missed, I'm sorry about talking so much. It's very early. I need to talk to somebody. See you guys on the next one.